Have you ever noticed how some people go all out for their birthday? Big parties, decorations, endless posts. And then there are others who quietly let the day pass. No cake, no celebration, no reminder. It's not that they forgot. They just didn't feel like it mattered. To them, it's just another day. A day they'd rather spend alone, unseen, untouched. But why? What makes someone turn away from the one day that's supposed to be about them? Maybe it starts with the pressure. The idea that they're supposed to feel happy, grateful, loved. But what if they don't? What if happiness feels forced and gratitude feels empty? For some, birthdays became reminders. Not of growth, but of everything they haven't become. Each candle feels like a countdown. Each happy birthday feels like a lie they're too tired to correct. They look around and see smiles that don't reach the eyes. People who remember out of habit, not heart. And so they begin to skip it. Not out of bitterness, but out of quiet rebellion. Because pretending to be okay for one day can be more exhausting than being honest all year. Psychologically, it's a form of withdrawal. A defense mechanism, subtle, invisible, powerful. When emotions overwhelm, the mind learns to disconnect. It shuts the door to protect itself from noise. This isn't coldness, it's self-preservation. When joy feels fragile, they stop chasing it. For some, it's rooted in childhood. Maybe no one celebrated them when it mattered most. Maybe their birthdays were filled with silence, or broken promises that taught them not to expect much. So now, as adults, they don't see the point. Because expectation feels dangerous. And disappointment familiar. Others skip it because they've grown detached from validation. They've outgrown the need for applause. In a world obsessed with showing off, they find peace in staying unseen. Their silence isn't sadness, it's clarity. It's the mind saying, I don't need proof to exist. Psychologically, this is linked to self-concept and emotional regulation. When external validation loses meaning, internal peace takes its place. But the trade-off is loneliness. Because people mistake quiet for emptiness. They say, why don't you celebrate yourself? But the truth is they already do, just differently. Maybe through reflection. Maybe through gratitude whispered in solitude. They might light a candle, not for attention, but for the simple act of surviving another year. No parties, no cameras. Just the quiet hum of existence. It's not depression, it's awareness. They understand that joy doesn't need an audience. That real celebration isn't about the date. It's about the journey that can't be seen on a calendar. For some, skipping their birthday is an act of healing. A way to reclaim control from a world that demands performance. They stop waiting for others to remember. They stop needing permission to feel worthy. And in that absence, something beautiful happens. They start living for themselves, not for the moment. They realize that peace doesn't need confetti. Growth doesn't need a party. It only needs presence. Because when you faced enough pain in silence, you learn to celebrate survival quietly. And that quiet celebration is sacred. So the next time someone skips their birthday, don't assume they're sad. Maybe they've simply outgrown the noise. Maybe they're celebrating something deeper, the kind of peace no one else can see. And maybe that's what maturity really is, finding joy not in attention, but in awareness. So if your birthday comes and goes, and you don't feel like celebrating, it's okay. You're not broken. You're just evolving. Maybe you no longer need a reminder that you exist, because you finally know that you do. And that is enough.